Start a podcast, they said. It'll be fun, they said. And it is. But what they didn't tell you was how to properly market and monetize your podcast. You hear about other podcasts doing it, but you don't know how. My new book, 27 Ways to Market and Monetize a Podcast, solves this problem. You can get a free copy at podseam.com/free book. It's time to stop spinning your wheels, and it's time to start making connections, getting clients, and making money with your podcast. That link again is podseam.com/free book. That's podseam.com/free book. Welcome to the Frugalpreneur podcast. I am your host, Sarah St. John, and my guest today is a success coach and author of You Already Made the Decision, You Just Aren't Happy with It. Welcome to the show, Tami Jaffe.
What got me started in my business was after spending 20 some years in corporate accounting and finance and technology and working in different areas within corporate, I realized I wanted more out of my life. I wanted to be able to help more people. I wanted to do more. I wanted to be able to work for myself and on my own dreams versus working for someone else. And a situation came across when I was pregnant and I was expecting to go through a big promotion and get an expanded role. And instead, what happened was they ended up taking away all my direct reports, telling me that I was not getting the expanded role. And when I asked why, I'm like, why is this happening? My manager said to me, this isn't what we think you deserve, Tammy, but it was out of our control. And I realized that I no longer had control of my career and neither did my managers. So who did? Someone else was pulling the strings. And I didn't want to live the rest of my life with someone else pulling the strings. I wanted to take more control over my career. So I decided that I was going to figure out what was next for me. And I started working with a coach and an energy healer. And it was through working with those people that I realized I had always called myself a mentor manager, and I really liked helping people figure things out. It was something I was really good at, helping people get to the next level. So I wanted to take that to the next level and become a coach and also bring in that energy healing and be able to help people as they work through those situations to be able to have a bigger impact, to make transitions faster, and to live the life that they really want to live. Some of the ways that I bootstrapped my business were really getting down to the nitty gritty of what I actually needed to be doing to get clients. And instead of trying to go out and spend all this money in marketing and doing different things, I realized that there are some core things that make such a big impact when you are getting started. One of those is reach outs. I mean, when you're just starting your business, people don't know what you're doing yet. You've got to tell them, you've got to share with them, but not in a like car salesman sleazy way that you're like, I need you to buy my stuff, right? No, you want to come across as just being able to share with people, hey, look, I have got this new business. I'm super excited about it. This is what I'm doing. These are the services I offer, or this is the product that I have. If you know anyone that might be interested, I'd love a connection and being genuine and being real and getting yourself out there. And so doing actual reach outs and telling people and talking to people and getting out there and not just hiding behind a screen, but actually getting out and meeting people and talking to people. And so that's one of the ways that I think no matter where you are, you can get your business going. You don't have to have a lot of money. You know people who know people. So not everyone you know is your ideal market, but people they know maybe. So get out and tell people what you're doing and start. Just get started. You know, that you don't have to have everything figured out right away, but just take that first step. Get yourself out there, share with people what you are doing, and get the momentum going. So I remember when I was first getting started and was going through my coaching certification program, and I needed to get so many hours in before I could get my certification. And we were getting towards the end, and I still needed quite a few hours. And I was trying to figure out, okay, how can I get more people to sign up to work with me? And I decided to do, it was my birthday month. I decided to do this birthday raffle. And in this birthday raffle, I was giving away some free coaching sessions. And as I gave one of these coaching sessions away and I was working with a woman, we got through and she was like talking about her career and some difficult things that were happening. And then some tears came to her face as she was talking about something more difficult that was happening in her life. And then she tried to go back to the career. And we started talking. And I said, can we just focus on this for a minute? Because there's obviously something there. And we ended up having a great coaching session, did some energy work. And we got to the end and I asked, how was this for you? And her response was, this was more than I could have ever expected and everything I needed. And the success that happened for me in giving, doing this raffle and giving something away was that she turned into a client and then she renewed. And I did a similar, I did some promotional things at that same time. And even though I started off at a very low price, the people who worked with me renewed and tripled their prices the next time they worked with me. So when you're getting out there, don't worry about what that initial price is. Just get out there and start working with people, and they're going to start to see your value, and you can continue to raise your prices as you go. So I think that's one of the bigger successes that I've had in business is just knowing that by getting out, by sharing, by giving, I'm always going to get something in return and it's going to turn into something better. My biggest failure, I would say, is probably back on myself of not just doing the things that I knew I needed to do. So when I realized I'm not getting consistent income coming in, it's because I'm not out there consistently following up with people and doing the work that I know needs to be done. And so whenever I find myself in that place where I feel like I'm failing, I feel like things aren't going well, I have to stop and say, okay, how do I shift this? What am I focused on that I don't need to be focused on? And how do I make that change? And how do I get back on track to the right things for this part of my business? So, one of the tips I want to share with you is around time management, because no matter where you are, no matter how much money you have, that may be different for each and every one of you, but we all have the same amount of time in the day. We have the same exact amount of time. And so, if we can learn how to fully utilize the time that we have to make a big impact, to do the right things, you can go so much further in your business so much faster. So, a couple tips I'm going to share with you. One, you've got to be really clear every single day on what your priorities are. What are those things that are most urgent, most important in your business that are really going to move the needle for you? And what are those things that you need to delegate? What are those things you may not even have somebody you can delegate to yet? Like I've got some great resources where you can get some really, I don't want to say cheap, but cheap resources to help you and apprentices. But there's ways that you can do that as well. So just because you don't have money doesn't mean that you can't have people helping and supporting you. So if that's one of your mentalities, make sure you switch that around because there are ways to get help even when you are just getting going and don't have a lot of money. But getting help will help you. And so there's times when you got to look at, okay, what do I need to be delegating here? Or what do I need to just delete out of my life, delete off my day, not do? Because those are the distractions that are getting in your way. So when you can be really purposeful about what you're doing, how you're doing it, why you're doing it, every single day and can have some of those tools in place to really make that happen, it's going to make a huge difference for you in your life. And it's going to help you grow faster. One other tip I'll share with you, you get bombarded with emails. And so, one of the techniques that I use is I tell my clients to go set up a separate email address that you only use for opt ins because you do want to opt into other people's stuff so you can see what they're marketing, you can see the language, there's things that you might resonate with, and you get some inspiration that way, but you don't need it in your like business mailbox just tying you down with 100 emails every single day. So set up a separate email that you only use for marketing and opt-ins and things that you don't need to be seen on a daily basis so you can stay really focused in your email with your clients, with the people you're working with, and can be responsive in that way. I hope that was helpful for you. So I just want to share with you that no matter where you're at, no matter what you're doing, you need to be inspired by what you do and take inspired action. Knowing exactly what to do in your business or how to do it isn't always easy. And so sometimes you need a little bit of guidance, sometimes you need a little bit of direction and knowing how to get that big jump start. So I want to share a free gift with you all. If you go to thejumpstartkit.com, So put the word the in front of it, thejumpstartkit.com. You can get my Jumpstart Kit for those of you who are either just getting started out and you're like, okay, how do I get started in this business? Or you've been at this a while, but you're just not getting consistent income. There is a piece that you are missing. There's a foundational piece that you're missing in whether it's getting a jumpstart on your programs, your offer, knowing what your numbers are, what strategies you need to be using in your business, and when to use them. So go grab that at thejumpstartkit.com. It is my gift for you because this is how you are going to continue to grow. You're going to continue to scale. You're going to continue to get your focus no matter what it is. And it doesn't cost anything. This is free to you. So go grab that. It has been a pleasure being here with you all. I hope you all have a blessed day.
I love the tips Tami shared. To recap, a couple ways to bootstrap your business is through reach outs and raffles. In addition, time management is huge. Figure out your priorities, delete tasks, delegate tasks. And the tip she shared about setting up a separate email address just for your opt-ins is genius. I think I'm going to use that tip because I just have one main inbox that everything goes to, and it gets cluttered really quickly. So I think the time spent trying to sort and sift through emails is a big time suck that most of us could easily remedy by adopting this method of having separate email accounts for opt-ins or marketing emails and one for our actual work or client emails. Again, you can get her free guide at thejumpstartkit.com. Her main website is tamijaffe.com. That's TAMIJAFFE.com. I'll also have show notes to these links at thesarahstjohn.com/Tammy. Start a podcast, they said. It'll be fun, they said. And it is. But what they didn't tell you was how to properly market and monetize your podcast. You hear about other podcasts doing it, but you don't know how. My new book, 27 Ways to Market and Monetize a Podcast, solves this problem. You can get a free copy at podseam.com/free book. It's time to stop spinning your wheels, and it's time to start making connections, getting clients, and making money with your podcast. That link again is podseam.com/free book. That's PODSEAM.com/free book.